Uh, Good morning. If you don't mind, I'm going to remove this because I don't speak very loud to begin with. So, are we all ready? Everybody okay? All right. Good morning. My name is Tom Templeton. I'm LaSalle County Sheriff, and I have with me State's Attorney Todd Martin and Coroner Rich Plock. And what I'd like to do is read a press release that we have that we can make copies for you, if you'd like, when we're finished. At 9:49 p.m., an emergency call was received from a resident of 805 West Church Street in Sheridan. The caller said there was a man beating on her front door trying to get into the house. Sheridan police were dispatched, as were LaSalle County deputies and the Sandwich police. The caller then stated that the windows at the house had been shot out. Sheridan police arrived shortly thereafter and found the suspect had fled the area on foot. Sheridan police found a black Cadillac parked in the victim's driveway. As other officers were arriving, they were given a description of the suspect. He was described as a white male wearing a black and camo sweatshirt. She also stated that she believed the suspect was her ex-husband. Officers began a search of the area and requested additional officers be dispatched to Sheridan. As the search continued, the victim attempted to call her parents and got no answer. The victim then called the neighbor of her parents to check their welfare. The neighbor went to the residence and observed through a window the victim's mother on the floor bleeding. The neighbor called the victim and told her what he had seen. At that time, sheriff's deputies were dispatched to the parents' house, as was EMS. At the parents' residence, deputies made entry and found both of the parents of the victim had been shot. EMS made entry and tended to the two victims. Both were deceased. The search continued for the suspect in Sheridan, with multiple agencies responding. After talking to the victim, it was determined that the suspect was her ex-husband, Donald A. Fedras, a white male, age 37, 103 South Main Street in Sandwich. The initial victim is Janelle Johnson, age 37, of 805 West Church Street in Sheridan. She was treated at St. Elizabeth's Medical Center in Ottawa for injuries she received from glass fragments as a result of gunshots at the residence. At 06:44 this morning, Fedras was apprehended outside of Sheridan, just north of the Sheridan Correctional Center. He was taken into custody without incident. We'll take questions, as will the state's attorney and the coroner, if you have any.
Do we know what charges yet?
I'm sorry, say again, please.
I'm sorry. Do you know what charges?
State's Attorney's Office will handle that question. Is there anything else that you have for me right now?
Where does the investigation stand right now as we're standing here?
He's being interviewed right now. He's back with investigations, and he's being interviewed at this point in time.
And what about the victim?
The victim was treated and released, and is going ultimately back, I would imagine, to the house. There'll have to be significant repairs made to the house before they can. I'm sorry again.
Any children involved?
No.
Any children?
No.
Do you believe that you've caught everyone who's been involved in it?
Yes, we believe that this was one individual as a perpetrator, and he is in custody.
There was an all-call to residents, so they can obviously stay on alert. Is that all-call now dismissed, and are residents safe?
Yes, it is. Yes, we have canceled that, and we feel that the schools are free to go back into session, and everyone has basically been released from the emergency all-call. Yes, ma'am.
From perspective, so we're talking about two different scenes, right?
Yes, we are.
And what's the distance between one home and the other?
3 to 4 miles.
How much?
3 to 4 miles.
3 to 4 miles. Okay. Yeah, about 3 to 4 miles,
Okay.
somewhere in there. Yeah, one was in the town of Sheridan, the other one was out in the country.
Have there been other domestic calls between the two prior?
We don't have any calls for that. I would have to check with, as we will, check with the Sheridan Police Chief and find out if there are. As at this point in time, I can't answer that. I don't know. We don't have any at the office, no.
So just one deceased and...
No, there are two deceased. The mother and the father are both deceased.
What about a motive?
We're working on it now. So nothing really I can say at that point in time now. It's very early in the actually in investigative stages of this. So there will probably be more, I would expect, down the road, but right now it's pretty much in the early stages.
Will there be multiple gunshots to the victim?
I don't know. I was there to see it. The coroner can possibly talk to that.
Was there, I'm sorry, was he found with weapons?
No, he was not. When he was taken into custody, he did not have a weapon. No.
What kind of weapon was used? What kind of gun?
It was a handgun.
So the weapon is still missing?
It is, as we sit here right now, it is, yes. There's a search that's currently underway for the weapon.
Did he turn himself in, or did you
No.
catch him?
No, he didn't turn himself in. Actually, we had called an alias call out to get more individuals involved this morning so we could search. There was a couple areas that we wanted to search, so we thought possibly he may be in, and he fled in that direction. And as it turns out, he was in a field pretty close to where we would have been searching, and was found by some of the responding ILEAS officers, and saw him there and took him into custody
Without incident?
without incident.
So he was hiding in a field?
I don't-
Could you just explain how the capture took place? Maybe that's a better question.
He was walking in a field towards the road.
Was that towards the Sheridan Correctional Center?
No, it was north of the Sheridan Correctional Center.
What time was he taken into custody?
6:44 a.m.
Can you talk
Yes,
about the impact to the community? You put out an alert for people to stay in their homes. I mean, this is a significant surge overnight.
Yes, we put that out early on, and it stayed in effect overnight, and it was, I think it was right about, probably about 7:15, I believe, I think it is when it was called off, when our partners at EMA, at Emergency Management to handle that for us, called off the alert. I'll turn this over to Todd Martin from the State Attorney's Office, and then after that, Rich Plott, the coroner, and they will be able to answer some questions for you, okay?
I'll take any questions you may have.
Can we talk about charges? What are you thinking about for charges?
At this point, it's too early. The suspect is being interviewed, so a charging decision will be made after the interview.
Has he, I know the interview's still in progress, but has he made any confession?
Can't speak to that right now.
Does he have a previous record?
Not that I'm aware of.
When do you think you'll have the charges?
This morning sometime, I would expect.
And will he go before a judge today or tomorrow?
I can't speak to that right now. It's going to depend on how long the interview lasts and things of that nature. I would anticipate he would see a judge sometime today, but I don't know for sure.
Thank you.
I'll turn this over to Coroner Plott.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to read from our press release statement from our office, if you don't mind. On the early morning hours of 3/17/2021, the LaSalle County Coroner's Office was dispatched to a home in rural Sheridan in regards to a shooting death. The decedents have been identified as Gregory S. Barnes Sr., age 62, and Brenda J. Barnes, age 62. An investigative autopsy is scheduled for Thursday, 3/18/21. And this incident is being investigated by the coroner, sheriff, LaSalle County Sheriff, LaSalle County State's Attorney, and the Illinois State Crime Scene Services. We will release further information as it becomes available. Okay.
Was there multiple gunshot wounds to the victim?
At this time, I could speak of each decedent had experienced one single shot, but that is something that we will, vet out through the investigative autopsy tomorrow. Yes. Any other questions? Thank you.
Okay, is there anything else that we can try to answer for any of you? If not, thank you for coming out to LaSalle County, and we will have further information available as it becomes available, make it available to you as it becomes available, as you know, when the court charging documents and stuff are done. All those things will happen later on. everything has to take its course.
So you don't have a time for another press conference or?
No, I do not. I do not have anything scheduled at this point in time, no.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, I have two more questions. You said you are gonna give us a copy of the press release, is that correct?
I can make copies and
What about, do we have like any kind of mugshot or any kind of photo like that?
and we can get that for you as well. Those are just, we'll ask you to leave your names and how you'd like that sent to you. And one of the folks from my office will get that for you after the booking procedure is over with.
Can you repeat his name again and spelling?
His name is Donald A. Fredres, Fredres.
And age?
37.
Thank you.
Okay?
Do you anticipate the booking photo to come out this afternoon? Like this
Oh, I would, yes. I would expect it would be out. Again, it's all going to depend a lot on the length of the interview,
Sure.
things along those, and I can't predict what that would be. Sir?
Can we have everyone that spoke say their name and title and spelling in the microphone just to make sure they get it right at the other end?
Okay, yes. My name is Tom Templeton, Templeton. I'm the LaSalle County Sheriff. Todd Martin is the State's Attorney of LaSalle County. And Rich Plock, Ploch, is the Coroner of LaSalle County. Yes, ma'am.
Sheriff, just a quick background question. Were there any calls previously, any domestic calls to that residence of the victim that you are aware of?
Not
Before
th-
this incident happened?
Not that I'm aware of through the sheriff's office. We will be talking to the Sheridan Police, of course, and the chief who have been working with us on this, and we'll see if and how that may play into this whole thing. Right now, it's going to be hard to say, so I don't want to say something that, may not be absolutely accurate.
And this may have already been answered. Was there any kind of restraining order or any kind of history with the couple?
Again, we'll look and see what there's, nothing that's current or valid that I can tell you right now.
Sheriff, just
Okay.
again, you mentioned the victim would be the ex-wife when you say victim.
Yes.
Of a parent. Obviously, the charges aren't official, but perhaps a home invasion. So that occurred, and then the suspect then went to the victim's parents' house and shot them.
Well, the actual chronology of it is something that we're still going to work on to see. We think we have a pretty good handle on what it was, but again, before I want to say anything publicly, I want to make sure that we have the chain of events proper. But there were two separate scenes and two separate events, yes.
And the suspect's car was at?
The suspect's car was at, and that's going to be coming back here for processing. There'll be search warrants obtained from the State's Attorney's Office, and we're working with those guys on that. And it'll be a crime scene will take care of processing that vehicle. And that was at the Church Street address. Okay, thank you so much again. I appreciate your time.